What? There's not a lot of money in radio? DJs aren't rolling in the dough? Nobody has ever said. Hey there, I'm Jeff, the radio DJ dude, and I'm banging my head against the obvious for this one. Crap pay in the radio world. But duh, we know that. I want to go deeper and actually explore then and now numbers and even do a little crystal balling for you. And because I love a little shaming fun, I actually found this ad for a voice tracking gig offering laughably crap pay. And well, I applied with a demo tape that roasts them for it. Yes, I'm going to play that for you because that's who I've become. From pro radio personality to radio troll. I think Rick Dees would be proud. Oh, there he is.
Hi, this is Rick Dees, and you're listening to wild, crazy, unruly Jeff Scott.
We are on the air.
So let's get really radio real here. You probably wanted to be a DJ to share your passion for music, chat it up with listeners, and just have a rockin' bunch of on-air fun. But the unshocking truth, those golden days of live radio are pretty much in the rear view. The reality of today's radio job market, well, is less life-affirming and more on life support. Flatline! Job openings for live radio DJs? Yeah, they exist if you're ready to voice track from your basement for $12 an hour with no benefits. Now, for some not familiar with that tech, with voice tracking, you really don't need to be in the same state, let alone the same city as the station you're working for. You could be sunning yourself in Malibu while pretending to be a local favorite DJ in Wisconsin. Just don't butcher the town's names. Oconomowoc? Haha, nailed it. Now, why the pitiful pay? Well, after the Telecommunications Act of 1996, big corporations went on a station buying binge, just like they were at an all-you-can-eat lunch buffet at the local strip club. Just savor that visual for a moment because it pretty much sums up almost every GM that I've had. The result, a handful of companies now own most all the stations across the fruited plain. And they're not exactly handing out those six-figure salaries like they did back in the 80s when DJs were practically rock stars. Now, check out what I've got right here. I unearthed this from a dusty folder in the garage. It's a survey of radio salaries back in 1994, published by the industry standard Radio and Records magazine. Now in 94, I was working part-time at the #1 hit music station in Bakersfield, California, KKXX. It was market number 86, and in case you're playing along, throughout my radio career, I've worked in markets 205 all the way to market number 2, Los Angeles. And yes, I've had a taste of many strip club buffets. But from 91 to 94 at KKXX, I was pulling down the big bucks from $8 to $9.50 an hour. Now, sidebar, the Bakersfield gig was instrumental in my upward trajectory. I most likely wouldn't have realized my pimply-faced teenage dream of doing nights in Los Angeles if it weren't for the awesome people that I work with at KKXX. Period. Sometimes the connections and the experiences trump the money. Sometimes, give me a break. There's rarely ever any money. It's always about the people and the memories. And oh my goodness, those Bakersfield memories, they are ripe for a chapter of their own. But not the subject of this video. And I'd probably need to see your ID if I'm going to tell those stories. Now keep that hourly and wage in mind when I eventually circle back to this ridiculous job listing. But back to the salary averages from 1994. Now look at morning talent. Of course, the larger the market, the fatter the check. But for comparison, I found 2 current job listings for morning show DJs. Granted, they're small market stations, but 30 years later, this is how much radio salaries have changed. First up, this irresistible opportunity to do mornings at a country station in Northeast South Dakota. Now, you need at least 3 years of experience. You must be entertaining, dynamic, and fun. A real morning drive rock star. In addition to your live daily shift, you're going to need to do remotes, commercial production, and scheduled network programming. Oh, and yes, social media experience is a must too. Sounds good? Okay, they're willing to write that check for a cool $35,000 to $45,000 for all of that. Now, to be fair, it does look like a decent benefits package. But let's compare that to the world of 1994 radio. Morning talent in small markets of 101 or greater were pulling down almost 50,000. Now, personally, I don't trust this number. You probably had a couple well-paid small market outliers that skewed this survey. Because if the salary for markets 76 to 100 was almost 35,000, this number should definitely be lower. But if we do trust the number, instead of applying for this gig, you may want to invest in locating a time machine to actually go back to 94. Now, this isn't the only small market station searching for on-air talent. In Cookeville, Tennessee, which is market number 274, here's an opportunity ripe for the grabbing. Since this is a larger market than Aberdeen, South Dakota, they're looking for a superstar talent with a true passionate love for radio, but without the superstar attitude. Now, why do I get the feeling the pay is going to be far from superstar status? But let's continue. This actually looks promising. Well, wait a second, not so fast. We can't pay you iHeart money. This actually assumes that you think iHeart actually pays well. Oh, bless their iHearts. Great jock, incredible show, all for the incredible salary of, $35,000 to $45,000 a year, with a similar benefits package. So, this seems to be the going rate for small market talent, which is a really important point because you're not going to see a job posting for a large to medium market morning talent. Or if you do, it's probably because of an EOD requirement to publicly post a job listing. So this right now, this is where the current opportunities live if you're dying to get on the air. Now, let's say you do dig this Tennessee gig. Well, it might work out for you because the cost of living in Cookeville is 9% lower than the national average. Housing is 22% lower. Utilities, they're 12% lower, and groceries are 4% lower. So maybe you can stretch that $35,000 and after taxes and expenses, actually bank a couple hundred. To me, this is perfect if you're under 30 and single. If your love for the medium is larger than your love for money, I say go for it. You can always make money later in life, but you may never have another chance to actually scratch that broadcasting itch. But if you notice an itch after a buffet lunch at the Gentleman's Club, well, you may need some medicated ointment. But I'm not a medical professional, I'm just a dumb DJ.
This has been a public service announcement.
A couple other job listings. Here's one for part-time on-air talent in Bakersfield. A whopping $16 an hour can be yours. Now, it definitely beats my 8 hourly bucks in 1991, so things are getting a little better. And speaking of iHeartless radio, well, this gives you an idea of actually the other end of the radio dial. A full-time gig with benefits at a Los Angeles radio station could bring you $66,000 to $80,000. Now, I'm not sure the day part, but as long as it's not mornings or afternoons, it is a definite improvement from 1994. Oh my God, and look at this. Hilariously, they'd like you to have a 4-year college degree in communications or broadcast journalism. I mean, sure, because all of radio's most iconic personalities had college degrees. Well, maybe they had degrees of college under their belt, like a couple months, but come on. Real radio DJs, they didn't go to college. They cut their teeth on the live mic at a real radio station. I mean, what an absolutely useless requirement. But forget about rocking a mic. The real money is opping the board. Look at this sterling opportunity in Scottsdale, Arizona. $18 an hour, Monday through Friday in the afternoons, running the control board. Okay, quick math. Let's assume it's a 5-hour show. So 5 times 18, that deposits $90 a day in your account and $450 weekly. So a big $1,800 a month. Now, for those of you not familiar with Scottsdale, Arizona, there's absolutely no way you can live in the area on that salary. It's just not possible. So really, the job listing should say perfect for someone living in their parents' basement. That's the only way you can make that work. Now, don't get me wrong, $18 an hour for a board op job is decent. I'm not suggesting it should be $40 an hour. It's just not a livable wage in that area. Now, for a wage comparison, let's dive a tad deeper. If a full-time job is offering $35,000 a year for 40 hours per week. Well, what's the hourly rate, ChatGPT? Okay, it's $16.83 an hour. Now that's pre-tax. Let's assume a conservative 18% for taxes. And this is incredibly rough math. I mean, don't expect more from this silly little radio channel. So after accounting for those taxes, the hourly drops to $13.80. So just for the fun of it, what is the current minimum wage for fast food workers in California? Aha! And there's your competition, $20 per hour and all the grease burns you can handle. So $20 at Mickey D's in California, or this tasty job offering. So right here, we're back to this. When I saw this ad last year, I really had to do a triple take. Now I know a lot of you probably aren't shocked since I haven't dipped my mic into the job waters in a long time. This low pay was truly insulting to me. So let's just soak this in for a second. Station Domination Consulting Group is looking for rock voice trackers for all shifts. Must have your own air quality studio and be able to upload or sync with studio. Client pays $300 a month for a 4 to 5 hour shift, Monday through Saturday. Please send air check and resume. Oh, you betcha. I did that. But first, let's bust out the virtual calculator to do some math here. And follow along, there are numbers. $300 a month, that's what's on offer. They say 4 to 5 hours, but come on, we know they're gonna stick you with 5. So, 5 times 6, that's Monday through Saturday, that comes to 30 hours of show content per week that you're gonna be producing. Now, if you're a fast voice tracker, now, you notice how I didn't say good? Because in my experience, fast does not equal quality. But if you can bang out a 5-hour show in an hour, including prep, audio editing, processing, and uploading, well, you really shouldn't be telling anyone because it's probably not worth listening to. But for $300 a month, you can't spend more than an hour on this job if you expect to make anything. So back to the maths. 1 hour a day, 6 days a week, 24 days a month. We clear with all that? Because that's what we're working with. In that scenario, you're gonna make a juicy $12.50 a day or an hour. Now, let's say it takes you 2 hours to record a show because you care about quality. Oh, no, that's a big mistake. All that caring, that's gonna cost you. At 2 hours a day, 6 days a week, 24 days a month, now you're netting $6.25 an hour. Sure, we all know voice tracking is a familiar villain in this story, but you know, so are the executives exploiting DJs' true love for being on the air. Now, I was thoroughly pissed at the audacity of this consulting group. And maybe they're not the dirtbags and it's their client, but it truly is a 100% certifiable dirtbag offering. And I couldn't let it go. So I applied with this special handcrafted demo. Please take a listen. Back-to-back track right here on WFKU. I'm Jammin' Jeff Scott. Over on the phone, we got Stan from the accounting department here at radio station No Compensation Consulting Group. Oh my God, I just saw the numbers. You guys are making bank.
Yeah!
Well, you're welcome, Stan. At $6.25 an hour, I'm doing my part to help make radio great again. And you can really hear the mediocrity right here on WFKU. All track and no slack right here on WFKU. I am Jammin' Jeff Scott. And look at this. The ratings just came out and we are in delivering number 2.
The countdown is on.
And thanks to station, the end of radio has never been closer.
Woohoo!
So turn this one up on WFKU. WFKU with me, Jammin' Jeff Scott, laying down another half hour of the best music. I thought you'd like that. Oh, I'm loving it. Making $12.50 a shift.
I can't believe you.
Oh, don't cry for me, sweetie. Anyone who supports what the radio disintegration or station dominatrix is doing deserves what they get.
Ah, that's special.
Are you feeling it? WFKU.
Stereo music. Get this idiot out of here.
In case you're wondering, no job offer, no rejection email, nothing. And the sad thing, I was really ready to give them all the best $6.25 an hour could offer. True radio gold for the simple price of hemorrhoid cream, which is exactly what this job would give you. While this is an undeniable, true crap offer, it's really nothing special. It's within the zone of what similar jobs are paying. Now, my main takeaway for the jocks out there, please, please, please stop rewarding this exploitation and taking these jobs. If nobody replies to this diarrhea-soaked offering, maybe they'll need to up the money. Make them feel the pain for a change. Now, come on, I'm far from Pollyanna land, I get it. Somebody is going to always reply. And maybe if you're already doing a shift at a rock station and you've done the prep work, you could quickly knock this out for an extra $300 a month. Oh, but you know, that's before taxes, and the after-tax pay is a little more depressing. So let's just leave that there and move on. Regardless, I just don't think it's worth your time or your talent to be used like this. Please don't reward these cheapskate broadcasting bastards anymore. Now, I know I promised some crystal balling. No, I'm not going back to the tuna melt at Girls World. Here's a prediction for you. Since radio playout software like Myriad is adding AI voice tracking functionality, I really do think the day is going to come when the ad will request voice tracking prompting specialists. So you'll channel all your on-air experience in writing voiceover cues for the bots to deliver on air. And I actually predict the pay for that to be much higher than the $6.25 an hour. So hang in there. Better days are on the way. What a bunch of bullshit. Well, though there's some uplifting real-world examples, as of 2023, the median pay for a radio DJ in the US was about $37,000 annually. Sure, the pay is much higher in larger markets, but come on. You need to hit the radio lottery to score that. The truth is, many voice trackers are pulling in around $8 to $15 an hour. And now let's shift to the job market as a whole. Not only are there fewer live gigs, but the industry, sorry, it's expected to decline 4% by 2033. Yep, while other industries are at least limping along, radio DJ jobs are straight up fading into the background like a Milli Vanilli song nobody requested. However, on my all-80s flamethrower XXX80s.com, Milli Vanilli requests are always welcome. So come on, bring them on, baby. Look, I'm not here to dash your DJ dreams. Well, maybe a little, but you need to know the landscape. The DJ job market has changed. Voice tracking and automation are the new normal. But my sweet radio lovers, yes, I'm talking to you. Don't be discouraged. There's always a silver lining here. Well, at these prices, more like an aluminum lining. But for those of you who love the sound of your own voice, yes, there's still podcasting, voiceover work, and yeah, what we're talking about, the booming world of internet radio. You could create your own station in your or mom's basement and never worry about those radio-killing corporate overlords. F them. So at the end of the long and hot air-filled road, being a DJ is not about the fat paychecks. It's about the love of the craft, the awesome people you get to work with, and unforgettable experiences along the way. You know, until hitting record on this video, you think those pitiful $8 an hour Bakersfield paychecks crossed my mind? Hell no! The memories are, oh crap, cliche, incoming in 3, 2, 1. The memories are nope, can't say it. Far from attaching monetary value to. Yes, much better. I am just worn out. Let's end this piece of shit. I'm Jeff, the radio DJ. I can't even do it. Hold on, take 2. I'm Jeff, the radio DJ dude. Okay, aspiring radio legends, what do you think? Is voice tracking really here to stay? Has it already killed the radio star? Or is the future all about prompting the AI DJs? Well, please, come on, let me know in the comments. And don't forget to jam a like and subscribe my way for more hard-hitting, always sarcastic hot takes on the world of broadcasting. Until our next little radio rendezvous, you keep rocking those mics even for voice tracks all over the world. God, that was lame, but I'm so done. We're gonna end it there. I'm not doing another take. And until our next radio rendezvous, you keep rocking those mics, even for f***ed up voice tracks all over the world.